Okay, let's dive in. We've got this really interesting mix of sources here.
Yeah, covering everything from evolutionary theory and dating methods.
Right, all the way to Christian perspectives on origins.
Exactly. So our goal today is really to pull out the key ideas.
And help you see how science and faith approach these, well, huge questions about where things came from.
Often using pretty different toolkits, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So first up, let's maybe frame how science even works. Your sources make a key point here.
Right. It's not about proof, like in geometry class.
Uh-huh.
Scientific theories are, well, corroborated. They gain strength with evidence.
So they're always being, what, debated and tested?
Debated, tested, refined, constantly, and things that look like gaps.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily failures of the theory. They're actually part of the process, like areas for more research.
Okay, that makes sense. Science thrives on the unknowns. So applying that to evolution, the fossil record comes up.
It does. The sources mention enormous great voids.
Sounds dramatic. What does
Uh-huh.
that mean, practically?
It means, millions of years where we just don't have many fossils. Or whole groups of organisms that maybe never fossilized well.
Because fossilization is just really, really rare.
Extremely rare. But the sources also say there's more than enough evidence despite that.
Like what kind of evidence?
Well, classic examples are the horse evolution series or whale evolution. They're pretty detailed. And it's dynamic, too, like new research hinting the Cambrian explosion might be older than we thought.
By 15 million years, wow. So even the timelines can shift.
Precisely. New data means potential adjustments.
Okay, what about the very beginning? Like life from non-life, abiogenesis.
Ah, yeah, that's a big one. Your sources point out that transition from just chemicals to something that reproduces, it has never been observed experimentally, start to finish anyway.
And there are hurdles, like chemicals needed for life might react destructively.
That's a major problem mentioned, yeah. Getting the right soup without it spoiling, basically.
And another challenge is getting new genetic information, right? More complexity.
Yes, the fundamental hurdle. But this is where things get really interesting lately.
Oh.
The idea of de novo gene birth. So new genes popping up from DNA that didn't code for anything before. Junk DNA, essentially.
That sounds counterintuitive.
It used to be thought highly unlikely, but now there are several unequivocal examples.
Really?
Yeah, and it seems to play a major role in creating new stuff, evolutionary innovation.
Okay, fascinating. So we've touched on life's origins.
Yeah.
What about dating things? How old is the Earth, the fossils? Radiometric dating.
Right. Carbon-14 is the famous one.
Good for organic stuff, but only up to, what, 60,000 years or so?
Around that, yeah. And the sources warn it's easily contaminated.
How easy?
Get this. Even a tiny trace of modern carbon can make a million-year-old sample seem like it's only 40,000 years old.
Whoa. Okay, so precision matters. What about other methods for older things?
Like potassium-argon dating, used for rocks. But assumptions are key here, too.
Assumptions like?
Well, take the Mount St. Helens example from your sources.
Volcano. What happened there?
They dated lava flows known to be just 10 years old using potassium-argon.
Okay.
And the results came back preposterous, ages like 350,000 years, even up to 2.8 million years.
For 10-year-old rock, how?
The issue was excess argon gas that was already in the magma before it even erupted and cooled.
So it wasn't starting from zero argon, which is a basic assumption of the method.
Exactly. It challenges the assumption that no radiogenic argon was present when the rock formed.
And is this unique to Mount St. Helens?
Apparently not. The source claims this excess argon is ubiquitous globally.
So it suggests that a key assumption for KR dating might not always hold.
It certainly raises questions about the assumptions, like the closed system idea, no atoms getting in or out after the rock forms and knowing the starting conditions.
Right. Okay, so that's the scientific side with its methods, evidence, and ongoing questions.
But your sources bring in a completely different framework, too. Christianity.
Yeah, offering answers based on revelation and faith-seeking understanding, not just empirical data.
A distinct way of knowing. Take the question of when human life begins.
Scientifically.
Development starts at fertilization. You get a new, genetically distinct human organism, heartbeat around 22 days.
Clear biological markers.
Yes, but the sources note that saying life begins at conception as a purely scientific statement is debated.
How so?
Some argue that pinpointing that exact beginning involves cultural or philosophical values, not just science alone.
Ah, I see. So the science describes the process, but the meaning or status assigned to conception can come from another place.
Like theology or philosophy, the idea of personhood being inherent, not earned from conception, maybe citing scripture like Psalm 139.
And this ties into different views within Christianity, too, like young earth creationism.
Right. YAC interprets Genesis literally, proposing a much younger Earth, maybe 6,000 to 10,000 years old.
And from that perspective, the dating discrepancies we talked about.
Then the excess argon.
Yeah. They'd see that not as a problem for the method, but as evidence supporting their young earth view.
Exactly. It fits their framework differently.
So wrapping this up, we've seen science grappling with origins, always refining, identifying gaps.
And faith-based views providing another lens, working from different starting points, different premises.
Both trying to answer those fundamental questions about reality.
Which really leaves a final thought for you, the listener. How do these different ways of knowing the empirical approach of science and faith-based understanding shape your own view of where we came from and what it all means?